In the dusty corners of forgotten time, where relics whisper tales of ages past, a young man named Rami stumbled upon a destiny he never sought. There, in the heart of a dimly lit antique shop, nestled amongst trinkets and curiosities, lay an object of peculiar allure, an ancient pocket watch, its silver casing tarnished by the years. Its glass face a portal to an unknown power. Drawn by an unseen force, Rami reached out, his fingers closing around the cold metal. A faint, almost imperceptible hum resonated from within, a silent promise of something extraordinary. He didn't know it then, but he was holding more than just a timepiece. He was holding the very fabric of existence in the palm of his hand. With a click and a turn, the world went silent. The rhythmic tick-tock of the grandfather clock in the corner ceased. The lazy dance of dust motes in a sunbeam froze midair. Outside, a bird hung suspended in flight, its wings outstretched against an unmoving sky. Panic, then awe, washed over Rami. He alone could move, a living ghost in a frozen tableau. The power was intoxicating, a godlike command over the river of time. He could walk among the statues of humanity and seen and heard, a master of moments. He could correct a clumsy spill, catch a falling vase, or simply savor a beautiful sunset for as long as he wished. The world was his playground, and the clock was his key. But this power, like all great forces, demanded a price. With each twist of the crown, each stolen second, a creeping coldness would seep into his bones. At first, it was subtle, a fleeting exhaustion, a pale complexion. Then, he started seeing them. In the periphery of his vision, in the reflections of the frozen world, ethereal shadows would flicker and writhe. They were leeches of vitality, drawn to the temporal disturbance he created. With every use of the watch, they grew bolder, their spectral claws reaching out, not to touch his skin, but to siphon the very light from his soul. His youthful energy began to fade, replaced by a profound weariness that sleep could not cure. The vibrant colors of his world seemed to dull, and his reflection grew more gaunt, more haunted with each passing day. The thrill of power gave way to the terror of annihilation. The watch, once a source of infinite possibility, had become a cursed shackle, a parasite draining his life force to fuel its temporal magic. The internal conflict raged within him. Was this omnipotence worth the ultimate cost of his own existence? Was the ability to control time worth losing the time he had left to live? He looked at the faces of his friends and family, frozen in their mundane, beautiful lives, and a painful realization dawned. He wasn't a god, he was a thief, stealing moments from the world and paying for them with pieces of himself. The shadows were no longer just on the periphery. They were closing in, their whispers promising an eternity of silent, empty dominion. It came down to a final, desperate choice. The watch lay before him, its ticking a siren song of absolute control. The shadows swirled around him, hungry and patient. He could wind it one last time, become the undisputed master of a dead world, and fade into nothingness. Or, he could resist. With a guttural cry that was both a surrender and a declaration of war, Rami raised a heavy hammer. He had to destroy the curse, to shatter the temptation, to choose humanity over power. The metal screamed as the hammer fell, the glass face exploding into 1,000 glittering shards. Time rushed back in a deafening roar. The shadows recoiled with a final, agonizing shriek. And Rami, gasping, fell to his knees. He was mortal again, vulnerable, but he was whole. He had learned the hardest lesson of all. True power is not found in stopping the world, but in having the strength to live fully within its unyielding current. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time and choice. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content like this. Until next time, stay curious.